This evening is a very free-spirited individual coming from LA. He's an actor, I'm told. He's currently learning Italian. He loves the idea of couch surfing, and he's actually Anthony's older brother and only brother. Please give a great big round of applause for the best man tonight, Anthony.
This sound okay there. So they said that Lia's parents were gonna be next to me. I was like, uh-oh, they're gonna want to stand a few paces back. I don't know if they're gonna want to be associated with us after this, but anyway. No, it's okay. It's okay. I can't hold that while I'm saying this. That's what we call dramatic tension in the industry. See if you keep standing. So here we go. Here are my 5 pages. Can I get this up higher? Oh, okay, I'll just lean in and look creepy. So, yeah, like you said, my name's Anthony. My name's Anthony. I'm Arnell's older brother, and I'm not sure whether to bless or curse that open bar out there. No, but so I'm gonna blame it because, as you know, like I live in LA and there's a lot of smog there. So the open bar in combination with like all the clean air out here in Seattle, like it's making my head like doing stuff that it usually doesn't do. So if I start saying stuff that doesn't make any sense, I'm blaming that. So this is the part where I'm supposed to say something noble and heartfelt about Arnell and his life and what I know of it, and you know, like how he's affected me. And so while I was writing this thing, I had to think like hard and deep, and I was like, how do I find that place, you know? And like, how do I tap into those feelings? And so I had to like think, what is this like? You know, this like, wow, how do I connect to those feelings? And so I said, you know what, this whole thing, it's kind of like we're at his funeral. Stay with me. But we're not, you know? But you know, I mean, we kind of are, you know, right? But we're not. I mean, you could say the same thing about this situation, this wedding. You know, he's moving to a better place. He's probably pretty happy. He's with someone he loves. You know, same thing, right? But seriously, I mean, like, this is the death of an old life and the beginning of a new one. Yeah, thank you. So, graduated college.
Go Anthony!
And this is the beginning of a new life, and you know, change and all that, and God knows that I am open to change and love the idea of possibilities. I mean, you'd be crazy not to. And I mean, let's face it, this is that whole idea of change. This is why I'm standing here, not some other dude. Because Arnold had choices. Let me tell you, I know. I've met a lot of you friends, and you guys are awesome, and could have been you and not me. And so, what am I talking about here? Well, okay, let me try and make sense here. Thank you. Too kind. What I'm trying to say is, I have not always been the kindest of brothers. Let's just put it that way. I mean, you kids, the kids in this room who are here, like, if you can even understand what I'm saying, you kids are so lucky these days because, you know, being anti-bullying is all the rage these days, but back then, that's what we called life. You know, that's life. Arnell, to me, was what a shrink might call a target of my personal insecurities. I mean, I was relentless. The teasing, not just the physical abuse. I mean, like, okay, for instance, here's an example. I don't know if many of you know this, but we used to, when we were kids, my brother and sister and I, we all lived in the Middle East, right? You know, in Saudi Arabia. I mean, where there's lots of sand, but there are also lots of rocks. And so there's one memory I have which will haunt me to the rest of my days, where like we were leaving this tennis court out in the middle of nowhere, and for some God-forsaken reason, I took a rock and I threw it at his head, and yes, you could blood and crying ensued, and like I was like, that's what I did as a kid, you know? I mean, but you know, okay, with all that said, this is what, and I'm gonna fast forward here. You know how they say it's the obstacles in life that make us stronger? Well, Arnell, it is by the fire that we are forged, and Arnell, you're welcome. Because look at you now. Arnell, you're welcome. You are a fine, upstanding lawyer with a stylish home, a family that loves you, and most importantly, you have a smart and beautiful woman by your side. So it all worked out. Which, by the way, I'm taking credit for that too. Okay, because good actor up here, and this makes it all about me. Down in California, we practice all this like weird white magic voodoo stuff, okay? And before the like, you know, hardcore like Christian traditionalists or whatever start screaming that like I'm possessed by a demon or whatever, I want you to hear me out here. Arnold had told me that he met this girl that I really liked, right? And I said, well, you know, in my California way, even though I'm still a Texan, in my California way, I'm like, well, if you really want to be with her, you should try some creative visualization, because that's what we do, you know? And by creative visualization, I'm not talking about the kind of thing, you know, you do when you're lonely, lying in your bed at 10:30 at night, blah, 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 you know, you get your frustrations out on her or whatever. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I meant was, no, seriously, what I meant was like, this is a meditative, like daily practice to imagine himself, really, you guys should try this, imagine himself in a healthy, loving relationship, doing things he enjoyed with this person, being relaxed around her, seeing her happy around him. And he claims, he told me he gave it a shot, and boom, done. The rest is history. Again, Arnell, you're welcome. You're welcome for that. So, and Laya, you know, I love you, and I know you were like hanging on my every word, but I know that there's part of you watching that clock and like, oh, I gotta keep the show moving. I know this DJ's got a song, he's gonna be playing me off soon, like this is the freaking Oscars, so I'm gonna fast forward to the part where I get mushy, okay? And they told me, you know, whatever. So this is the part, they told me not to cry, but I'm not probably gonna cry, I don't feel like I'm there yet. I just wanna say that, Arnell, I'm gonna turn this mic that, I lied. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And it's a miracle that we survived our childhood. We lived together for college, and I don't know how I survived him not killing me then either. That's another story, but you know, look at us now. And if I don't acknowledge enough how much I love you, it's because I don't tell my hands how much I love them. I don't tell how much my arms, you know, at least in public, I don't tell my arms how important they are. And I don't tell my heart how much I need it. So, anyway, at this point, I want everybody to raise their glasses to my brother and his new half Laya. His new half Laya. And I want to say, may you two always be awake to the love you have for each other. Okay? And may that love raise the rest of us and remind us of what's truly important in this world. To Arnell and Laya.
Arnell's brother and best man, everyone, Anthony. Our next speaker this evening is someone who got the tall gene in the family. She loves high heels even though she's very tall. She's definitely a foodie. She is a PT living in Las Vegas, and this person and Laya have very much in common in the way of fashion, even though they live in very different cities. So at this time, please give a nice warm welcome to Laya's maid of honor and younger sister, Mutia.
Day that my sister told me about Arnell. I get a phone call at like 6 in the morning, and I'm worried because when your family calls you at odd hours, you think something's wrong. And I answer the phone, and she's like, I met this guy, he's really great, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, is everything okay, Anthony? And everything's fine, but she's raving on about this guy that she met. She says everything is just so easy with him, I can talk with him, we communicate so well, everything just clicks, and we have such good chemistry. And look at them now. They're just radiating with love, and it's been such a beautiful day, and I'm so glad that we're all here to celebrate this with them. Ate? And Kuya. But Ate first. You have always been the best big sister anyone can ask for. You have always been there for me in every single way, and have always supported me in everything I do, and I really do look up to you. And even now, with the love that you have with Arnell is just something so beautiful that I really do respect and can appreciate. And Arnell, my new kuya that I've always wanted a big brother, and now I have one officially. You have made my sister so happy, and ever since the day that you have come into her life, I think all of us can see how much happiness that you have brought her. I mean, it's night and day who she was before and who she is now ever since that you have come into her life. And it's so obvious, and that is why our family have welcomed you since day one. True story. So, and also, Nai has always said, you know, I really hope that for you and your sister that you guys can find someone who makes you happy, who will always love you, and who will never hurt you. And that's exactly what you guys have. And you are seriously an answered prayer for not just my sister, but everything that we have hoped and prayed that she would ever find in this lifetime. So thank you. And with that, let's raise our glasses.
And let's hear it once again from Mutia, everyone. Our next two speakers coming up right now, one is a phenomenal cook, and I'm told she is the heart of the family.